I'm not sure we want to even think about that.
No, but man, it's a realistic possibility.
This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Wednesday? Happy Hump Day. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. We're hanging out live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, and you're hanging out with us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on the Bama Central Facebook page. You're hanging out with us on social media, on Twitter at Joe Gaither6. You're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. Really, Red Circle, BBL, Bubble, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We're live with our friend Mason Woods, co-host of the show. You can find Mason at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. We got a lot to get into today. We're going to talk about the Missouri Tigers. We're going to decide what we need to do, what Alabama needs to do, if Alabama is going to be able to go up to Missouri and win. We're going to take a voicemail from Dax. We're going to talk all kinds of things. We'll talk little jugs machine. I think that I do want to get into that with you. Little jugs machine, little rugby footballs. If that's the way to get Ryan Williams back to 100% catch ratio, we're going to talk about a lot today on the show. But first, we want to let you know we're brought to you by Derek Daniel. You can find Derek Daniel, State Farm Insurance, right here off of McFarland Boulevard. Call them today at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there for all your home, your life, your auto insurance needs. You can call him today. He's got 3 great team members upstairs, Red, Lane, and Bobby. All would love to take your phone call and make it happen for you and your family. So we appreciate Derek Daniel for hosting the program, for sponsoring the show. Call Derek for all your insurance needs. Call him and see how much he can save you today. With that, follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine, writing all things recruiting for Alabama Crimson Tide on SI, Missouri Tigers on SI, Vanderbilt Commodores on SI, and the Boston College Eagles on SI. Good morning, Mason. How we doing?
Doing good this morning. Doing good. Was taking a look yesterday at all these at the Missouri 2026-2027 class. A lot of good looking recruits there. Took a look about it last night. Starting on the Vanderbilt kids. We'll get into the Alabama kids today and the Boston College as well. So a big day ahead.
Huge day ahead on the recruiting sphere.
I know there is some big time performances in the Alabama sphere. You know, I have not quite gotten to them yet for this week, but I'm pretty sure Xavier Correll is another guy that had a big time performance this week. I think Owen Cabell had a big time game. Max Sutter had a big game, I want to say. Jet Tamala obviously had another big game, as he seemingly does every week. So all kind of big time performances for the Crimson Tide guys.
Jet playing basically one half of games. So I figured out he's playing basically the equivalent of 1A football.
I mean, I think that's just Nebraska, or I think it's just because I think that his school is the best high school football team in Nebraska.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's playing the equivalent of 1A football, but his school has become specialized and has become kind of the place to go if you are a high school football player.
People on the Twitter machine do not like them very much.
Right. So that's why he's playing a half. He's dominating, and they're letting other players play. So their coach is hey guys, we're playing 1A football. You did your job. But I mean,
he's getting reps with other really high level prospects, not playing necessarily against other high level prospects, but getting reps alongside nonetheless. And I'm sure a lot of practice reps, but like I've said about him for the last month or so, regardless of who he's playing against, the accuracy is there, and you see the arm strength, you see the timing there that he's able to hit these guys in stride. So he has these traits that will translate, I think, to even once the game speeds up and he plays higher level competition.
Right. Once he early enrolls, he's going to sit back and get up to speed, and he's going to be great.
It's not like he's just running around for his life out there, slinging guys off left and right, being one of those just he's just very clearly the best athlete on the field type quarterback. It's no, he's standing in the pocket and he's really delivering the football extremely well.
Well, we're excited for you, Jed Tamala. Great season so far. Glad to see you have shut down your recruitment. I believe Taden Kawa has also shut down his recruitment. So you got both the Alabama quarterback commits are locked in with the Tide. So we'll see how they go the rest of their season. Mason, why don't we just start the show with the voicemail machine? We took a voicemail from Dax yesterday and didn't get to play it just because the show kind of got distracted, and then we were too late for Michael, so we jumped in with Michael Bronner. Big thanks to Michael Bronner for joining us on the show yesterday. I know his audio went in and out, and so I apologize for that if you are a listener and you thought, wow, this is not very conducive or not very sweet on my ears. But I do love having Michael on.
We can blame Apple. It's the AirPods. It's always the AirPods.
Right. Absolutely. So I appreciate Michael joining us. If that wasn't an issue for you and you enjoyed it, then great. Awesome. What we will do is on Thursday have Joey Van Zimmeren. Joey Van Zimmeren of Missouri Tigers on SI. Big J journalist. He and Joey Dwyer, we had Joey Dwyer last week of Vanderbilt Commodores on SI. They're very similar in the sense that they do great work. They're actually Big J journalists. Mm-hmm. Yes, they're still students, but those two guys are actually doing great jobs. So I'm looking forward to hearing Joey's breakdown of the Missouri Tigers and kind of what he thinks about this schedule, what he thinks about Bo Pribula, how really the offense is going to try to attack Alabama's defense, and really how Missouri's defense is going to be able to try to hold down Ty Simpson, the Theismann, and really we'll see what Joey Van Zimmeren has to say tomorrow. Missouri Tigers on SI. But let's go to the voicemail machine. You guys can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We'd love to take your voicemails. Dax is always super positive with us. I did go back and forth a little bit on Facebook last night with some people that maybe were not so happy with me because I said, the ESPN ratings were second highest rated show ever.
I also think I may have to not be fully on the Facebook commenter sides, but just like a touch.
Okay, that's fine. But so I invite the negative side as well to comment, to call. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I can take it. I'll sit here and I'll smile, and you can say, Joe, you're a turd at 205-462-7340, extension 800. But here's what we got in the voicemail machine.
It is Dax. We beat Vanderbilt. I'm so proud of the boys. We got, my dad's work got tickets through AL.com. Thank you, AL.com. The tickets were right behind the Vandy section. And I can confidently say that Vanderbilt fans belong in the SEC because holy crap, I despise them as much as I despise Tennessee and Georgia fans and Auburn fans and all the other fans. It was me and my mom and dad and a person who shall not be named, Joe knows, was there with me. And there was like an 8-year-old right behind us. And I had to turn around and tell him not to be like those Vandy fans about a quarter of the way through the game. Because, during that first quarter, really shaky, the Vandy fans, obviously were super confident, but they were cussing up a dang storm, dude. It was bad. They were trying to get in fights with the Bama fans that were right behind them. Not me. I don't get in fights. But now, Lord, them Vandy fans got to chill out sometimes because that was unwarranted. But, by the time the fourth quarter came around, they were dead silent.
It's the first taste of success.
Exactly. This happens all the time,
It's
fan base, a little new to the scene. They got their first hit of dopamine, and they want to let everybody know about it. In due time, they'll settle down a bit.
We got one good win last year. We won the Birmingham Bowl.
It's Pavia. It's the way that he permeates throughout the entire city of Nashville.
That's right. We went to South Carolina and knocked out Lenore's. We're going to do it again. And then the fourth quarter came.
Dead silent. By the end of the game, I was pulling out the Ty Simpson Queens wave. Said, bye-bye, Vandy fans. Get out of here. But, that first quarter, really shaky by the defense. Allowed way too many rushing yards. But I think Kane Womack, like I said, went into his bag, and the defensive dudes really stepped up. I'm so proud of I really think that defensive performance against the run game was really what we needed to go against Ahmad Hardy.
Yes.
Ty Simpson looked, phenomenal as always. Mr. Heisman called it back in the summer. I am the conductor of the Ty Simpson train. Also, I once again predicted what the score should have been instead of what the score actually was. Like, it was 23-14 going into the, right before we scored that backdoor cover touchdown. And it should have been 40-14 because we had 3 or 4 drives end up with a field goal. We got to finish them drives out. But you know what? It's fine. We got Ryan Grubb. He'll fix it. I guarantee it. Super proud of the boys. Oh yeah, it was. We had I forget. It was the 3rd or 4th down right before Jam Miller scored, and I was like, "Kick the field goal. We need to cover." And the 2 dudes in front of me started dying out laughing. And then they hike the ball, give it to Jam Miller, and he runs for that touchdown. And then both them Bama boys looked at me and pointed at me and was like, "You're the man." I was like, "I am indeed. Thank you, brothers." But that's about it. On to Missouri. This is by far the most daunting rushing attack we're going to have to face this year. I have no doubt in my mind about that one. Ahmad Hardy is going to be in New York, I think. It depends. They have the 109th ranked strength of schedule so far. Missouri has played nobody, so we really do not know exactly how good they are. Also, Bama hasn't played their best game of the year yet, and I really hope that continues to be the case up until the national championship game. I think that's about all I've got to say. I'll probably remember something I should have said on here later tonight when I'm thinking, when I'm watching some more highlights, because, we beat Vandy. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Dax on the voicemail machine, 205-462-7340, extension 800 if you want to call and join Dax. We appreciate him being on the program. Yeah, absolutely. You are the man, Dax. You're the man, and I'm glad that you we got to have him in the stadium every week to if he says, "Hey, we need a cover here," boom, touchdown.
Works. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Let's go into his comment. I'm not necessarily going to disagree. Best rushing attack Alabama's going to see this year. We saw Chauncey Bowens at Georgia do some things. Yeah, absolutely. If you go over to your stat sheet, Missouri, Ahmad Hardy, 103 attempts, 730 yards. Who's the second leading rusher in the SEC? Ahmad Hardy's first. Who's second?
Is it Cedric Alexander?
No, Cedric Alexander is
Ball at
13.
Florida?
Cedric Alexander 13. Jaden Ball is 7.
Man.
Jaden Ball is 7 with 396 yards. I'll give you one more guess and we'll tell you.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Gentleman at Tennessee, though I'm blanking on his name right
Deshaun
now.
Bishop is 12th at 335 yards. It's Fluff Bothwell from Mississippi State, 465 yards. So he's got 565, 665, 3. He's got 200 and basically that's 260 yards more than number 2.
More yards, touchdowns, and more average yards per carry than Derrick Henry did in his first 6 games of his Heisman campaign. Just interesting stat I saw this morning.
You got to keep it going here, brother.
Whole lot of context for that one that is important, but
9 touchdowns. Number 2 in touchdowns, Kewan Lacey from Ole Miss. Number 3, Seth McGowan from Kentucky at 7. So he's not as far ahead in the touchdown departments as he is in the yards department. He's up 265 and had a bye week this past week.
Yeah,
and was already at 730. Is Missouri the best rushing attack Alabama has seen so far? And then going forward, is it the best rushing attack they will see this year?
I mean, I think that's probably right. I'm running through the schedule in my head. I don't foresee anybody else having as effective of a rushing attack until maybe you get to the playoff or something and you face, one of these other teams who by that point in the season maybe has kind of found their footing there. I think Dax is right. I think Ahmad Hardy is the most dangerous running back you will play this year if you're Alabama. And, this Missouri run game as a whole is maybe the most dangerous run game you'll play against. Now, he is also correct in pointing out that they have a very low strength of schedule. They have not really played anybody overly impressive so far this season. The one win against South Carolina looked good, but now we think that South Carolina might not be quite as good as we thought they were.
Might stink.
Exactly. So there's a little bit of give and take there with how good this Missouri rushing offense actually is. We will find out for sure against Alabama. But they seem to line up just like, they seem to be in line with other teams that have given Alabama fits a little bit this year.
Jam and Kevin Riley. Jam in 2 games, 38 carries for 182 has passed Kevin Riley. Kevin Riley, 38 carries for 167. So combine both those guys, and you don't have the same rushing attempts as Ahmad Hardy.
Man, we haven't really talked about it, since like week 1, really. But were we, the Richard Young talk in the offseason of him being kind of the forgotten guy in the back
block.
Exactly. But him being the forgotten guy, we had put that out there, and then I think after a week or so of sitting on that and talking about it more, kind of fell in the camp of like, no, he's not going to be completely forgotten about. But here we are, 5-6 weeks into the season, and he has been almost. He's an afterthought in this offense. And yeah, you say it. I think I agree with you. It's probably largely because he doesn't seem to like putting his body out there to block people when he needs to. But also, even when he has gotten the ball, it's not like he was overly impressive. He didn't run the ball super hard. He ran upright, kind of didn't really seem to have any breakaway speed, didn't really get to the edge well. Disappointing. I expected maybe him to have a good season this year, especially given the early season opportunities he could have had with the injury to Jam Miller, but just hasn't taken advantage of any of them.
Yeah, he and Daniel Hill disappointing with their vision, disappointing with their with what. And now, granted, there weren't that many holes up front early. That's part of the reason why the offensive line's been rotating so much. But yeah, I think disappointing with their vision has, I think
what Kevin Riley did with the same holes,
right? Kevin found a crease, slipped through him, and he'll take his 4 or 5 yards. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so. Yeah, Lee.
I don't think the Alabama running back room is in a bad spot, though.
I'll tell you this: Chicago Bears, 2nd round, Justice Haynes, because he's not going to be a first rounder.
Have we moved off of Justice Haynes as just getting very favorable matchups to maybe he is actually a good running back?
I think he's good for sure, but he's also getting favorable matchups, and he's playing behind a really good offensive line.
Yeah, these are all true. I think all 3 of these things can be true.
Yeah, I think he's good, but
traitor.
Hail to the victor. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, sorry. I think that I think Ahmad Hardy's a load. I watched the Missouri South Carolina game, and in the middle of the game, he gets one that's like, oh, this should be a 2-yard gain. The South Carolina guy comes and just gets him, and it's like, oh, this should just be a 2-yard gain for a tackle, and the South Carolina defender bounces off of him,
earth-shattering hit.
Right, and it's the South Carolina guy had good pad level, had proper. He was running downhill, and Ahmad Hardy just
that poor guy did everything he needed to do to make that play, except for make the play.
And he stopped his feet. He stopped his feet on contact. You got to run through the tackle a little bit. Ahmad Hardy just used him as a speed bump and had another 10, 15 yards that he found after contact.
Yeah. You're not stopping Ahmad Hardy. You are merely maybe slowing him down.
Your commitment to gap sound, to playing in your gaps, to holding your gaps, and to condensing and squeezing the gaps down has to be really, really high this week, because what I saw with Ahmad Hardy is if I get ahead of steam, I'm going to be real hard to tackle. But if you kind of keep me in the backfield, okay, you can get me before I get this motor going a little bit. So I think your LT Overtons, your James Smiths, your Tim Keenans, you're going to have to be really committing to your guys on the edge. Yanzi Pierre are going to have to be really committed to condensing the gaps and keeping him from getting a huge head of steam.
I kind of weirdly feel like this, feels similar to this game about the way that I did about Vanderbilt. I don't know if they're necessarily the same team, but they feel almost kind of like they have similar strengths. Good run game, dual threat quarterback that has looked good this year. I wonder, if you're Alabama, do you, and this is, I don't know if they did this on purpose against Vanderbilt because they turned it around in the second half kind of. But do you almost just kind of tell yourself at the beginning of the game, hey, he's going to get his, Ahmad Hardy's going to get his probably. We can't let Bo Pribula beat us with his legs. We can't let them beat us on the outside. We have to bottle up what he's going to get and just contain it as much as possible. Cedric Alexander got his long run, then you kept him bottled up the rest of the game. Diego Pavia, I think, broke off 1 or 2 decent chunks. But you kept him mostly bottled up. I just wonder if you almost just sell out to say, hey, we're not letting a quarterback run beat us. We can eat these blows from Ahmad Hardy.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe so.
He might be too good though.
He's an incredible running back in my opinion.
But I also don't think Missouri can stop Alabama's offense. I don't really see anybody. I mean, Damon Wilson's a good edge rusher. I think Toriano Pride's a good cornerback. I don't really see anybody on that defense matching up one-on-one with any of Alabama's receivers overly well. I don't really see anybody on that defense being able to get a ton of pressure against Alabama's offensive line. So I think Ty Simpson will kind of just be able to have his way back there and pick them apart all day.
Well, this is a little transition because Ty was asked about their defense, and obviously he's very complimentary. He gave he hit all the highlights of the stars. Toriano Pride, as you said, Damon Wilson, and Zion Young. We'll find out a little more about those guys tomorrow. But I find this to be very, very interesting. Have you made the connection between Missouri's defensive coordinator and Kane Womack, Alabama's defensive coordinator?
They spent some time together previously, did they not?
Yeah, it's South Alabama. So Batoon and a little bit. He spent some time also on his father's staff, on Kane's father's staff. So Corey Batoon most recently was South Alabama's defensive coordinator with Kane Womack, 2021 to 2023. And obviously Womack was head coach at that time. Essentially running the exact same system. How does that give the Alabama offense an even greater advantage? Because, hey, this is just basic install system that we saw. Now, obviously, they're going to throw some wrinkles, but this is, hey, in spring practice, when the defense is just installing their stuff and we're just installing our stuff, this is what we saw. This is back to the basics, and we're going to be able to rip them apart offensively.
I'm kind of uniquely torn on this. I think on one hand, yes, it does help you because, like you said, obviously you're going to be facing off a defense that you've seen a pretty decent amount of in your own practice time. You have seen looks similar to what you're going to face on Saturday. You have gotten comfortable going against looks that you're going to be facing on Saturday. But also that makes me wonder if the wrinkles that Missouri does throw in are going to be just that much more effective because you're already sitting there thinking, oh, I've seen this defense. I know what's coming. I've seen this guy do that. I know. Oh, I know if we call this, they're probably going to do this. And then here comes Corey Batoon with, some wacky blitz package, whatever it is. And here we go. Ty Simpson taking a 25-yard sack or something disastrous. I'm kind of in the middle there. I don't really know one way or the other. I'm going to lean towards it being maybe more of an advantage for Ty Simpson because I think he has shown us up to this point that he's pretty good at dealing with just about anything the defense throws at him. But I am a little worried that maybe when they do decide to hit those little wrinkle plays, it could cause some problems for Alabama.
Real heady player, Ty Simpson. Oh my goodness! Speaking yesterday in the Hank Crisp indoor facility, you can check all those out at the BamaCentral YouTube channel. We had Ty Simpson, Bray Hubbard, Wilkin Formby, Justin Jefferson, and Ryan Williams. So 2 defensive guys, 3 offensive guys. I spent my time with Bray Hubbard and with Wilkin. Real heady guy.
That's the sweatiest man I've ever seen in my life. Saw a picture of him yesterday, on my Twitter.
He sweat on us.
He has to sweat gallons every practice.
He said that part of his morning routine is to just sit there and drink, get water or Gatorade, electrolytes, just Pedialyte because of how much he sweats.
Fair enough, man.
He said, "I'm combating it with my diet and exercise." But Ty Simpson owning the sacks that he had in this past week's game, he took 4 sacks, and really, I think at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of those sacks were on Ty Simpson. He owned all 4, and that's just being a quarterback. Oh man, they're gonna do better for my guys. Great. I mean, good on you, Ty. Fall on the sword.
NFL GM's eating it up.
Right. He gets outside of the pocket on one of the rollouts and just waited and took a sack. You just got to throw it away at some point. What I think that because he was not perfect in this last game, really good, really good. I want to make that clear, but not perfect. That he's going to be more cognizant of making sure I get the ball out. I don't take any. If I take a sack, it's definitely on the offensive line because they olayed somebody, and I just didn't look out. Got hit in the back.
I think some of his struggle on Saturday contributed to those late sacks because you get the early interception and then maybe he's hunting for plays a little bit later in the game, and it leads to you holding the ball a bit too long. But like you said, I think Ty is the kind of quarterback to maybe address those things quickly and kind of nip them in the bud.
Have you looked at the turnover margin at all? Alabama +9 right now, leading college football +9. 1 turnover lost, obviously gained 10 turnovers. We got 2 this past weekend.
Yep.
I wonder if
3 this past weekend, right?
2 stat broadcast messed it up.
Boo!
2, right? You have the Justin
Jefferson threw 2 picks and fumbled once, didn't he?
No, the pick to Zay Mincy was called back for defensive holding.
Right.
All right. Fumble for Justin Jefferson, recovered by Tim Keenan, interception from Keon Sabb.
Yeah.
Zay does get the interception, but he was called for defensive holding. The stat broadcast folks at the University of Alabama are less than stellar. When's the last time you've been in the press box? When's the last time that you were there?
I don't know. I think I went to a basketball game last season, maybe season before.
Well, in basketball, they're really good.
Yeah.
They're bad, but
it's been a while since I've been to a football game.
It's chaos on the back row. It's chaos in the back row in Bryant-Denny Stadium. I believe it. It's what number was that? Who is that? What yard line was that?
I do recall hearing that. The
pass,
scuttlebutt.
Run. Was it a pass? Was that a run? What was that? It is overwhelmingly distracting, and I know this is probably inside baseball and people don't care, and I'm sure that if anyone's listening to this that's in the press box, it relates, and if any powers that be, they're probably like, I wish you wouldn't complain about this, but it is they're all talking on headphones, like with a little microphone to each other, so that they can tune out the zero outside noise that's because nobody's really talking in the press box anyways. But I think their headphones are way too loud, and so they don't realize how loud they're being. Was that a pass? Pass. Well, anyways, they wrote down that they didn't change it. They didn't change that third turnover, and I'm wondering if this 10 turnovers gains. I'm wondering if they just took the stat broadcast. I don't know. I have to do the actual math. But Alabama's defense, you got your +9.
Pretty good.
The main reason I brought this up is, what do you think Missouri is in turnover margin?
Oh man, I truly do not know.
Yeah. 130 some odd teams.
I'm going to take a guess.
Yep.
+6.
+6 would be awesome. Eli Drinkwitz would love you. How about they are 0?
Oh,
net 0. They're 69 overall. They're tied for 69 with Eastern Michigan, Jacksonville State, UMass, Texas A&M, and ULM.
I'm trying to recall the bit of Missouri I've watched this season, and I don't seem to recall many interception issues. Is this a fumbling problem or is it an interception issue? 3
interceptions on the year, one fumble, and then they've gotten 3 interceptions and 1 fumble. So net 0. We got to get one on both Bribula.
I think you absolutely have to in this game. Yeah. I feel like you got a pretty good chance too. You got decent pressure against Pavia last week. You forced him into an uncomfortable situation that I think was contributed to that interception. Obviously a great play by the defender, but yeah, I think you got to go get one this week. And if you're Ty, you got to not throw one this week.
Yeah.
They put him in a bad spot. Now it was not
run
a great
the dang ball.
It was a bad throw. Like it was a bad decision, everybody involved, but they put him in a bad spot there. They really hung him out to dry. Yeah, 4th and 1.
Run the dang ball.
What were they? The
35-yard line, 40-yard line.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Run the dang ball.
Exactly.
If you don't get it, at least you can go over to the offensive line and be a man. Rah, rah, rah. Toughen up. We got to get this attitude.
Yeah.
Speaking of coaches on the sideline, did you see the Arizona Cardinals?
I did. I was intrigued by this situation, to say the least. My initial reaction to watching the video was like, all right, man, chill out. I didn't really think he needed to be fined $100,000 for that. I thought that could have stopped at him and Amari DiMercato had a conversation between the two of them like adults and came to a conclusion that, hey, we're cool now. But yeah, no, that was wild. It was a bad play by DiMercato.
Right. I mean, it's the Cardinals, then. I can live with you had a an angry moment, you had an unsportsmanlike conduct, like, okay, we can tell you to calm down and control your emotions. But dropping the football in wide open space before you go.
Sneed knocked it out, man.
All right, great.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, no. You have to carry the football across the goal line.
Yeah, no,
touchdowns are so precious that what are you doing? Why are you even flirting with it?
It happened last week.
Right.
The Colts did it last week.
Right.
You had a perfect example. Yeah.
So Coach Gannon gets in his face for people who didn't see it and gets in his face, and he ends up popping him on the shoulder pad. And then as he's walking away, giving him another kind of shove-ish, push-ish in the back.
Definitely looked like an example of like, I'm so mad, I have to do something with my hands, which is like, hey, you're at the highest level of your profession. Like, show a little bit of restraint, in my opinion. But also, like, it's not anything more deep than just these are two grown men playing at the highest level of their profession, and they're upset with each other. They Jonathan Gannon came out to the media Monday morning and was like, we had a conversation today about it. I addressed the team. Everything's cool now. That's where it should have ended.
Yeah, he didn't grab him by the face bat.
It's not like he poked him out on the sideline or anything, yeah.
And he didn't punch him in the face. Like, you hit him in the shoulder pad where he's been hit 10 million times, way harder than that.
I think it was just the manner in which it happened, where it was, at least to me, pretty obvious that it was not just a, come on, man. It was I've lost control of my physical. I can no longer restrain myself physically, so I have to do something.
Yeah.
Which seemed a little childish to me.
I agree. Just like after stepping back from it,
is crazy though.
You had people like, you can't touch him like that. I'm like, brother.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday doing his whole spiel on whatever it was. He knows he's in the wrong. To touch another man like that, it's like, all right, dude, come on.
I guess that's
it was just not that deep. I
guess that's right, but it's like, where's the line between I'm the coach and you? I got a couple face mask grabs when I when I played as a player, and maybe it's like, well, Joe, just because it happened to you doesn't make it okay. But
I think that's maybe a case of this.
Okay, all right. Well, I
also think it's different though when it's different when it's a like grown authority figure and a child that is two adult men who are both professional. Like, Marty Mercado is a professional, just like Jonathan Gannon is a professional. Jonathan Gannon has been a bad football coach up to this point in his career.
Oh, sure.
Like, it's not like it's Amari DiMercado talking back to Bill Belichick or something. It's, I don't know. You have not garnered enough respect yourself to carry this, like,
Well,
but all that to say, $100,000, crazy.
Mixed emotions on this side of the aisle.
$100,000 is crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts.
It just really,
and they're gonna get fired anyways.
All it needed to be was he goes to his Monday press conference and says, just opening statement. I woke up, whatever. I realized the situation with Amari got out of hand a little bit. We talked about it. I addressed the team. We're good to go now. On to the next week. That's all it needed to be.
On to next week. Let's see. Cardinals are, just for reference, 2-3. So maybe he doesn't get fired, but. That's the start of a spiraling spiral.
Because I think are they in the process of trying to get a new stadium or something at some point or something, maybe a new practice facility or something. It's like Kyler Murray. He was asked about some new development within the facility, and he was like, I hope I get to see it. Things are not looking good. Things are not looking great in Arizona. All-time bad franchise for them to be the oldest franchise in the league.
Speaking of new facilities. What do you think? When I'm watching Missouri Memorial Stadium, I want to make sure I get
still under construction.
Yes. I'm watching Missouri. This says the capacity is 62,000. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that 62,000 is with the renovations,
the high vis vests that are standing over there smoking cigarettes, watching the game.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if what's under construction is going to be new and they'll update the 62K to 75, 80, or if it was 62K, mm-hmm. We've torn down an end zone and then it's going to be something that I have no doubt. We'll find out from Joey, but I think the intimidation factor, the intimidating environment factor goes way, way, way down as I'm watching South Carolina, Missouri, and I'm like, that end zone's just empty. Mm-hmm. There's nothing there. So
certainly makes it a bit easier to operate.
and
I think it could also play, to the other side as well, though, overlooking them a bit.
yeah, people are talking. This isn't a trap game. They're a ranked team. They're undefeated.
That means nothing.
I'm like, it's not
It's a name thing.
Right. It's we're going to Missouri. We beat them 34-0 last year. Well, you beat them 34-0, and they had
ninth string quarterback.
Right, and Luther Burton barely got a reception. Couldn't get the ball out.
He was checked out by that point in the year.
But yes, at that point.
Yeah, you played a very hobbled Missouri team last year.
Another big conversation that came up in the facility yesterday is the fact that Alabama is a morning practice team. You think that that's going to be an not advantage, but help the team overcome the 11 a.m. Oh man, the sleepies. We're rubbing the sleepy out of our eyes.
Yeah, I mean a bit. I think getting into any bit of routine, you get used to just being like, I worked at Home Depot for a long time before we started doing this. I still wake up almost every morning at the time I used to wake up to go to Home Depot. It just happens. You do something long enough, your body gets used to doing that. So, I think at least it helps a little bit. If guys are up this early every day, they'll be ready to be up that early on Saturday.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so Kevin Coleman Jr. is 6th in the SEC in receiving 39 receptions, 386 with 1 touchdown. Really, I think this becomes. Does last week's game, does the Pavia Cedric Alexander game serve as not practice reps because obviously it's a game, but serve as basically a warm-up look to, hey, Bo Pribio is a better athlete than Diego Pavia, and Ahmad Hardy is a meaner version of Cedric Alexander.
I think so. I think that's kind of like what I was saying. Like, I feel like these two teams are kind of similar. You can look at them through a similar lens. You can prepare for them similarly. I am encouraged by what Alabama showed against Vanderbilt. They bent early, but they did not break. And then by the end of the game, they were not bending at all. I imagine some of that will continue into this week. Now, like I said, Ahmad Hardy is a better running back than Cedric Alexander is. I think Bo Pribula might be a better quarterback than Diego Pavia is.
He's a better athlete than Pavia.
Yeah. So you're probably still going to bend a little bit. Those guys are going to get their plays, but you just have to hold up when you need it most. As much as we want to complain about Alabama allowing Cedric Alexander to run for as many yards as he did, like Vandy only scored 14 points.
85% of that production came on one play.
Exactly. It's not. Bama's rush defense did not play bad that game.
Right.
It was a couple chunk plays that made the end result look worse than it really was.
Right. It makes me think of a comment I heard yesterday talking about we're leaving the facility and somebody said, well, Wilt Formby hasn't been good this year. And I'm like, well, a couple of bad plays doesn't mean like you're playing 50 plays a game if you have 2 bad ones. Like,
yeah, it's the cornerback discussion. The only thing anybody remembers is when you get beat for a touchdown. They don't remember all the pass breakups and the locking guys up so tight that the quarterback doesn't even want to throw your way. They just remember when you get burned for a touchdown. Same thing with tackles. They don't remember all the pancakes. They just remember when a guy's screaming off the edge and you're looking like an idiot throwing your hands up.
Right. And Alabama's offensive line's better than South Carolina and Kansas.
I think so. Do we think Missouri's offensive line is better than Alabama's?
Maybe a bit.
They're a lot older, that's for sure.
Maybe a bit, yeah.
Well, not a lot older. I mean, if we're being honest, Alabama has some seniority there across the front 5.
Our lads, Missouri brings us to Javion Richardson, redshirt junior, left tackle. Dominic Goodice, a graduate. You got Connor Tollison, graduate. Now, Connor Tollison is like Missouri through and through. He's been there for ages. He was there, one of the representatives at SEC Media Days. Curtis Piegler, redshirt junior, and Keegan Trost. Keegan Trost, graduate. So 1, 2, 3 graduates and 2 redshirt juniors on the offensive line. But I think maybe we're about past that at this point, especially with Tim Keenan healthy, with James Smith not missing the whole first half like he did against Vanderbilt. You're going to get London Simmons more action. Womack said he's earning more playing time. And Edric Hill is starting to really dig
that hit on Pavia in that game. That got me out of my seat, let me say. That was sweet.
So I wonder if we're getting past the age thing because the
Yeah.
experience. You're 5 games in now for this Alabama defensive front. I still like Justin Jefferson won the Bednarik Player of the Week this past week. He made a lot of tackles, but I still wonder about both the inside linebackers being in the right gap at the right time and filling that gap. I think Justin Jefferson is excellent in the open field.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent in open field. But like in the trash, can he navigate the trash? Can he navigate the traffic inside in between the tackles?
He's a linebacker that does the safety things really, really well. Like I don't know that he does the linebacker things all that well.
Yeah. Did you see Will Miller's story yesterday?
I did not.
Will Miller's story was basically asking about Justin Jefferson's mindset when a quarterback escaped the pocket. He said, "Murder, death, kill." Isn't that a band? Isn't MDK? Isn't that a band?
News to me if they are.
Well,
I tell you what, Justin, I haven't seen that this year.
He did this on Saturday. 14 tackles, got a sack, forced fumble.
90% of them were in open space.
Yeah.
He doesn't run up and fill holes.
Got to shoot the gap, man.
He catches guys. He receives tackles. He does not go hunt for tackles.
Yeah, agree. No disagreement there.
He plays linebacker like a safety. There's a reason he's the highest graded coverage linebacker in PFF.
I think there's still big room for improvement right there.
And
when can we see one of these freshmen? When can we see one of these young guys? Give me redshirt freshman / sophomore Caden Jones.
Go in there and get your helmet scuffed up, buddy.
Go hit somebody.
Yeah. You have to have one of those guys. He doesn't necessarily have to be your full-time starter playing every snap, but you got to have one of those guys in the rotation.
QB Reese, big thumper.
Yeah.
Just boom.
Just to make the offense respect you.
How do you feel about Deontay getting more reps as an edge rusher?
I like it. I think it, speaks to his level of health and how comfortable he feels with his knee. I believe we saw him without the knee brace once again this past weekend.
Yeah, last couple weeks.
Yeah, so I think he just, continues to feel healthier and healthier, and I like to see them moving him around and getting him into more favorable situations just to maybe put him on a quarterback, because I think he's a guy that can he's not going to miss a lot of tackles when he gets to a guy.
So yesterday we were talking with Michael Bronner about the Caden Proctor packages, and we talked about it being a parade of elephants. And my man Tony Sakalis likes the trunk package.
Oh, that's good too.
Yes, but they said yesterday they call it crispy because Krispy Kreme. What was the cologne at SEC Media Days that
Caden Proctor? Oh man.
That Dax said Dax and Theo made fun of me because they said the name that I came up with was not good. They said the name I can't remember it now.
I'm just two headlines here that I'm pulling up. Caden Proctor says he owns over 170 bottles of cologne, and then the second one, Caden Proctor wearing Audemars Piguet cologne.
Yeah, I can't remember. I came up with a very bad cologne line.
I'm vaguely remembering, and I just can't remember what it was.
Right. Theo or Dax will trigger me, will remind me. They both said it sounded like maybe they said it sounded like contraceptive is what I think is what it was. It was my nickname. So, but crispy, we like and Ty in front of the media is getting. We talked. You said it before.
Mm-hmm.
Getting more and more because he goes. I don't think that's really the name of the package.
No, it's not.
Because he's
just making fun of his buddy.
Yes. He said, we call it crispy. Oh, you do? And I don't know that Nick Kelly picked up that, and maybe he did. Yeah. Picked up that I think Ty was BSing.
Ribbing him a little bit.
And he goes, yeah, we call it crispy for all the Krispy Kreme donuts he likes to eat. Don't tell him I said that. And he smiled. It's like, of course he's going to see this, of course. But now we're going to call it the crispy package.
The crispy package. That's good. That's fine. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
It's a little misleading, I feel like. That's certainly not the first adjective that I think of when I think of that package.
No, that sounds clean. That sounds
maybe that's what makes it work though. Is you call crispy on the field, everybody's like, what the hell's going to happen here? And then you throw the ball out to your 360-pound lineman, and he barrels for a touchdown. Hopefully,
yeah. Ryan Williams comes off, Jackson Lloyd comes on, and crispy it is. We got to find a way to get all the offensive linemen who have had really considerable playing time this year on the field at the same time. Coach Grubb, please.
I would just love it so much.
I think that would be amazing. You split tie back out wide because you can't take the quarterback off the field. We're going to decoy all this. You know how they do with the Wildcat. They use the quarterback out there and he just does nothing.
Yeah, just stand there and watch.
Oh, you're gonna have the crispy package where Caden throws over to Ty.
What's with everybody airing out Caden Proctor's meal habits?
Oh yes, thank you for that. Thank you for triggering that.
What? Everybody's just coming after my man. Like, we know he's big. Damn, he probably doesn't like to hear about it that much.
Wilkin, what's the most athletic thing you've seen Caden Proctor do? Finish a Chipotle bowl in 40 seconds.
Come on, Wilkin. I know you can do that too.
They go, double meat. He goes, triple meat.
I not a Chipotle fan. I'm a Moe's guy through and through, but I think I can meet you right there, Caden Proctor.
40 seconds from Moe's bowl.
I'll take it down.
Oh my God! Like I'm at least like I could eat. We love to eat on the Joe Gaither show.
It's all about the utensil too, though. You know,
spoon, big spoon.
Caden's got him a personal spoon. I bet that he's bringing with him.
The other day, I've got a lot of cake in the fridge thanks to all the friends that have dropped them off. I was in the drawer. I was like, oh, a spoon, just scoop off a couple pieces, put it back in. And I reached and I was like, oh, that's a serving spoon. That's not a dinner spoon.
Roll Tide.
So if Caden's getting himself a serving spoon, just to,
Hey man, it's good protein. I imagine he's like they said, he's a triple meat kind of guy. He's getting loading up on that whatever it is at Chipotle.
That's bad
nowadays.
for you. That's 40 seconds. That's bad for you, man. Take your time, chew and swallow.
That's overrated. It's all about fuel.
Chew and swallow.
Well, you want to fill your car up slower too, Joe?
That's a different concept there.
No, same thing. You're gonna ask the gas, hey, slow the pump down a little bit for me. My car needs a breath.
My car needs to digest this. so it goes all the way through all the systems, all the
No, that's what fuels him. We got to focus on somebody else's eating habits. So I do feel like Caden Proctor's getting a little too much of it. This is not the first. We obviously the discussion about his weight is going back 2-3 weeks. Like, he knows he's big. We all know he's big. He's meant to be big. He's an offensive tackle. But man, that does have to suck. Just hear strangers discussing your body composition.
Makes
me think of Eddie Lacy. I always feel so bad for the way everything went down.
I like
with him.
China food.
Man, I just feel bad for Eddie Lacy. I always will.
Well, I did ask Bray and Wilkin what their morning's routines were because of the morning games, and they both got into their morning eating
Bray
habits.
feels like a egg whites guy.
Dude, Bray was, he goes, practice or game? I said, man, either.
6 egg whites and a black coffee.
For practice, I do toast with butter and a chocolate milk.
Hey,
and then for a game, we do pancakes and pancakes with a little butter and syrup, and sometimes a chocolate milk, sometimes a water.
I like it.
I'm like, all right, we love it. And he goes, I love peanut butter, no jelly. No, I don't like jelly. He said, I like peanut butter on my biscuits too.
That's unique. That's got to be drier than
that's what
Sahara, my man.
That's what he goes.
You need that chocolate milk, buddy.
He goes. People ask me, how can I eat a dry sandwich? I'm like, I don't know. I just like it.
Respect.
Wilkin was the same sort of way. Peanut butter and pancakes.
That's a wild move.
They love that peanut butter over in the facility.
They sure do. I mean, what was it? Was it AJ McCarron? I remember 2 months ago talking about when he was trying to gain weight when he came here as a freshman. I don't remember who it was, but it was him and one other player. And they
Robert Foster, maybe
that's what it was. And he said they'd have to basically the two of them would split a jar of peanut butter like every other day or something before they were allowed to come into the facility.
That's gross.
I love peanut butter. Do not love peanut butter that much.
No, give me peanut butter and chocolate together,
sure,
and we'll be good.
Look, I'm a grown 26-year-old man. I'll still eat a PB&J every now and then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, take it down. Glass of ice cold milk too. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about here?
You're back at 5 years old, right there.
It's amazing.
That childhood itch is scratched in you. Well, we've gone way off the rails, and so we're going to get back on it and get out of here. We are the rest of the day. We're going to have Eli Drinkwitz join us on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. You can find that on the Bama Central YouTube channel, 11:20. Hey, we get it nice and convenient today, Mason. When you got Drinkwitz and DeBoer back to back, so perfect. They have it scheduled out, and it's just happenstance that they're always on back to back, and this week it works out even better for us. So it's going to be 11:20 for Coach Drinkwitz and 11:30 for DeBoer. What do we ask? If I tapped in for Drinkwitz, what do I ask him? Do I ask him about?
I do know what I'd like for somebody to ask DeBoer.
Yeah,
even though he wouldn't give a real answer.
Let's do it.
Coach, explain to me the actual science behind making your wide receivers catch rugby balls to improve their catching ability. Because it's complete BS.
Ryan talking about, I just got to focus more. And
yes, Ryan, you just have to focus more. You catching rugby balls is not going to do anything except change the way you approach to catch a football, because your muscle memory is going to feel a little bit different when you catch that ball that's a little bit smaller.
Well, don't you think it's about catching it with your hands?
To catch a rugby ball,
but don't you think it's about catching it with your hands and
not if you're Ryan Williams?
Your body
catch it with your chest in the clip we saw.
Ugh.
You see that at least once a football season from some team. It's always so stupid. Hey, we're going to teach our guys to catch by giving them a larger, more rough feeling ball that is somehow, I guess, harder to catch. It's very strange to me. Just, I don't know. It's a concentration thing. It's not a skill thing. He knows how to catch the football. He just, seemingly at least when you watch him, he's a little scared to take a hit sometimes. And he maybe is thinking about that yards after catch a little too much.
The larger football or the larger rugby ball, is it harder, more difficult to catch because it's larger and coming at a high velocity? And you got to get your hands out and give yourself some room to brace it in, I guess.
I said this off air. We just you need one staffer out there with a jar of Vaseline, just greasing up footballs, sending them down the jugs machine at Ryan.
Yes.
We're talking max. I want that thing cranked up to 10. You break the knob off if you got to. Ryan, you're catching 300 passes off the jug machine today.
Dunking them in canola oil.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's the only thing. That's the only kind of thing that would really make a difference here. Just sitting there taking reps off the jugs machine is not changing the way that you concentrate.
How about what does that do to it? Does it send the football flying?
I don't know.
One way or the other.
I'd be curious to find out, though.
Yeah, you should find out. Did you see our Arizona State coach? What's his name?
Kenny Dillingham.
Dillingham, thank you.
Spraying the water on Sam Levitt.
Every single snap, he's just hosing the water. He's hosing it down because apparently it's going to be wet wherever they are.
That's what we need to be doing, Ryan Williams. But instead of water, he's dipping his hands in vegetable oil or something.
Hey, man, let me see them gloves. Spray them down.
Yeah, that's what you need. Just a little nonstick spray. He comes off and he hands you his hand. Yeah, back on the field, buddy. Something.
Are you worried about it?
I am worried about it.
Still had 100 yards?
Sure.
And a touchdown?
Okay.
With a drop.
What's going to happen when, all right, we desperately need Ryan on this 3rd and long. Bomb down the field, 40 yards. Oh, right out of his hands. It's just, drops are drops are drops are drops. I'm still concerned about them happening because at some point they're going to happen when you really don't need them to.
Yes, they are. It feels like the shoe that you're just waiting to drop.
I mean, even against Georgia, you don't think you could have used that extra touchdown there?
Well, they scored on the drive anyways, but
sure.
Yes. The electricity. Yeah. You have that 50 yard bomb to Ryan right there. That defense goes, oh.
I understand the sentiment of he still had 100 yards. He's fine, folks. It's a couple drops. No big deal. Greg McElroy, I think, said on, Mac and Cube show with Cole Kubelik a month ago, a few weeks ago, whatever it was, that, Julio Jones led the team in drops his first 2 years as well. And it's sure, that might be true. But Julio Jones also fixed the issue, and he turned out to be one of the greatest receivers in the history of the program. Ryan Williams has the opportunity to do that, but we've not quite seen it yet. And he kind of regressed this year, in my opinion.
I think that's probably right. Good thing you have Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton to pick up the slack.
Pretty lucky.
He said, do you like having 2 wide receiver ones? And he's like, well, we might have more than that.
Perfect answer right there would have been for him to just say, I don't know if I'm in that group. Those 2 guys sure are.
Yeah, for sure. He should have gone the opposite way. He's like, they're wide receiver ones? It's me.
Oh, that would have been even.
The fan base would have lost it. They would have lost it if that were the case.
No, get Ryan. Get him on one of those machines where it's got all the the sticks and they drop in front of you. And you gotta catch them. Let's get him on one of those things. Get him doing the little tap the screen, doing the number, the memory, the whatever it is. Something. It's a concentration thing. It's not a skill issue with Ryan Williams.
So it's obviously way different than high school, but we used to have this rubber ball that had knobs on it, that had different knobs on it, and you throw the knob, you throw it, and it bounces all over the place. We used to, you stand on the wall, I'm going to throw this ball, it's going to bounce in all kinds of funky ways. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I used to have a baseball coach that would throw us at that, get down in catcher stance, and he'd fire them at you. It was awful.
Terrible. But Ryan,
it worked.
We got to get it going, my man. Got to get it going.
Something other than just taking reps on the jugs machine.
Does he just absolutely rip up Missouri this week?
I sure hope
because of all the noise.
I really hope so. There's been a lot of noise all season, though.
Yeah, and he's had a good season. He's had a good. Let's see.
He should be having a great season. How many drops does he have this year? What, 6?
He's still 12th in the SEC in receiving, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns.
How many drops does he have this year? They don't track that, do they?
Not on the page that I'm on right here, but at least
he's got at least 5 or 6, I bet.
2 against Florida State, 1 against Georgia, and 1 against Vanderbilt, I think. So 4.
I mean, he's got more than that.
Yeah, maybe 5, maybe 5 or 6. But
he's got at least 1 in every game, I bet.
Yeah, 4 that I can think of.
I bet you go look at ULM in Wisconsin, you'll find something that's like, come on, buddy.
Yeah, should have caught it. Jeremy Bernard, 5th in the league in receiving, 392 yards and 5 touchdowns. Chris Brazel standing alone, 7 touchdowns.
That's a good receiver.
Yeah.
Did you see the
Mario Craver, Texas A&M, leading the league in yards to 557.
All right. We're in the weeds a little bit here at the end of the show. Did you see the clip of Greg McElroy being asked, who's the best quarterback in the SEC? Well, the most talented quarterback. No. Who's the best quarterback in the SEC? Well, if you look at the guy that's playing the best, Greg, who is the best quarterback in the he just couldn't say it.
It's because he's friends with all of them.
He just couldn't say it. He could not, for the life of him, get Ty Simpson out of his mouth.
It's because he's buddies with all of them. I don't want to say Ty because then that'll make me, I'm friends with Mateer. I'm friends with Arch Manning.
We know that you're a professional, buddy. You don't have to keep up this facade of Alabama. They play football in Alabama. What? This is crazy. It's so annoying.
Let's see what the passing numbers are in the league across the league right now. Passing 2025. That's what I want. Number 1 in yards, Mr. Ty Simpson, 1478. Number 1 in touchdowns is Diego Pavia, 14 passing touchdowns, but Ty right there at 13. And who's got the fewest interceptions? Well, all these guys with 0 that haven't got a single snap. But Jackson Arnold hasn't thrown an interception either. Got to give him some credit.
That's shocking to me. If you had asked me how many he'd thrown this year, I'd have told you 3 or 4.
But Ty with 1 interception. So completion percentage. I don't care about these guys who don't qualify. Ty Simpson 3rd in completion percentage behind Bo Pribula and Diego Pavia, 70%. Bo Pribula right at 76%. Bo Pribula, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Bo Pribula has taken 12 sacks, though. Who's
also look, 76% completion sounds really good.
It is good.
But it's almost so high to where it's like, all right, buddy, let's check that depth of target. Let's see how far you're throwing the ball.
I think
if you find yourself in that 65 to 72 range, hey, you're just a real good quarterback. But once you start creeping up above 75, that's where you, at least for me, I start to I want to look at how far you're actually having to throw the ball.
Bo Pribula, 4th in the league in sacks taken behind Jackson Arnold, 20, Blake Shapen, 16, Lenoris Sellers, 14.
Man, did you see? Auburn offensive tackle Chaplin that they paid all this money for this offseason, transferred in basically to be Jackson Arnold's protector. He has been responsible for, I don't know what the exact number is, but an alarming amount of false start penalties this season.
Ooh.
Come to find out, he has a hearing problem.
Oh, no, I did. I didn't click on the tweet, but
somebody asked you, Freeze, about it. Yeah, we got his hearing checked, and there's a problem. So we'll have to do something. I'm just sorry we put him in such a bad situation all this time. How did you not figure this out up to this point? We're in
Hey, Coach, I can't hear the snap
through
count.
the year. How has either one, he not communicated it well enough that I literally cannot hear what's happening, or two, you're too like obtuse to notice, oh my God, this guy can't hear. It's crazy. I feel horrible for the poor guy.
We're going on
to the
two.
wolves out there. A whole Auburn fan base hates his guts. He can't hear.
We're going on set go.
Huh? Like, he can't hear. It's crazy.
I got to play right tackle because my ears down.
That's wild. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Hugh Freeze did not go into any more detail from what I saw, other than there's a problem. I think that was like verbatim what he said, was just, yeah, we got his hearing checked and there's a problem. So we'll see what they do to address that, I guess. But just interesting to continue to paint the picture of this season for Auburn, I guess.
War Eagle. All right, so let's get out of here for the day. We want to thank Derek Daniel for sponsoring the program. You can call Derek for all of your insurance needs. I want to thank everybody who has jumped in and joined us on the comments section, positive or negative. I want to thank everybody who's joining us on the voicemail machine, 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you are looking to get your voicemail prediction in for Friday, just want to let you know, I'm going to be out of town on Friday, so we're going to record Football Friday Thursday midday or so. We will still have full 5-episode week, but we're going to be recording Friday's show on Thursday afternoon to run it for Friday morning. You can call at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We'll get out of here for the day. Pay attention to the Bama Central YouTube channel. You will see the SEC coaches teleconference with Eli Drinkwitz and with Kalen DeBoer.